What I went through last 16 years and still am going through even now are U.S. government abuse and harassment based on Mexican American police misconduct that was created back in 2008 through the University of Toronto event. Once Mexican American police created one single misconduct in 2008, the other misconduct from the other police, the other misconduct from the other university and college were followed by due to the original 2008 University of Toronto misconduct in my life, last 16 years since 2008. I was aware that if this original issue does not resolve, then police and public school will not stop creating another misconduct to cover the one that already has been existed since 2008, which is University of Toronto event. The misconduct by police and public school were cascading from the original misconduct in 2008. Since the original misconduct was never have been taken care by U.S. government systems such as police internal affairs, police expanded more misconduct to cover previous misconduct and creating more light toward my life. As Mexican American police created that, I dragged my ex, charged for it, so I ruined my pharmacy career at the University of Toronto once I returned from Toronto, Ohio to California in 2009, and led more public school to involve and let them create more misconduct towards students who did not do anything wrong in school over and over again. Just like what I'm going through with the Lassen College, what my son went through with UCSB. These Lassen College and UCSB misconduct were followed by due to the original University of Toronto misconduct. Lie creates the other lie. The other lie creates another lie to cover the original lie. This was exactly what was going on once Mexican American police created a misconduct and let University of Toronto finalize the police misconduct toward a student. And also, Mexican American organization play with the lie while I lived in South Korea for 5 to 6 years from 2012 to 2017, thinking that I would not return to USA. If misconduct of University of Toronto was not created, Mexican American police has nothing to play around with my life while I live in South Korea. And UCSB and Lassen College misconduct would not be followed up by the other police once I was returned to USA in August 2017. If University of Toronto misconduct was not exist, then police has nothing to play around by creating another lie with their criminal member with whom they work together globally toward my life. All this government and criminal abuse and harassment, including UCSB, Lassen College misconduct, and my mother's passed away in 2015, generated based on the University of Toronto misconduct back in 2008. Based on original University of Toronto misconduct, the other misconduct by police and other misconduct by other public school cascaded and caused more problem and police and public school in my life last 16 years. Because one is created, police use that one to ruin one's life more. When I was returned to USA from South Korea in August 2017 and resided in Glendora, California to attend pre-class of LBN in Citrus College, there was intense harassment that was created by Mexican American police organization with Mr. Chang's technology. My identity has been exposed in Glendora, California. The Citrus College campus was up and down with my rumor. Black and white police car was circling around me. This was not the environment I experienced in past while I lived in USA for 30 years. This circumstance was created knowing what Mexican American police organization has been playing while I lived in South Korea from 2012 to 2017. They were harassing me intensely for me to go back to South Korea with help of Mr. Chang's technology, so that Mexican American police organization can hide and get away what they have in play by spreading lie about my life as being a police officer until I returned to USA in August 2017. In Glendora, California, Caucasian community were eventually getting to know what is going on in my life once I started to live in that area. Hispanic community already knew about my identity and life. It was Mexican American community that was already played first, then letting Caucasian community to know by mouth to mouth, by spreading rumor in air, by using Mr. Chang's rumor spreading technology or Chinese Korean technology in South Korea. In Government California, Mexican American community start to scratch my minivan continually while I live and attend the citrus college and even pour the chemical on top of the front car. Due to this abuse by Mexican American community, I went to the Glendora Police Department to get help. I did not know what Mexican American has been told to the Caucasian police officer, or what Mr. Chang has been spread the rumor in air with his technology. The Caucasian police jacked me, handcuffed me after 2 to 3 minutes later, and took me to mental hospital and wrote 100% lie on that document. Now I know that he knew about my University of Toronto misconduct that has been created by police lie. I'm sure that he also heard from Mexican American police in order for him to take another misconduct toward me. Just like a Mexican American police organization spread rumor purposely in Susanville, California in 2019 that who did my University of Toronto misconduct was Caucasian police office. Based on this information he heard, the Glendora Caucasian police was creating more misconduct to ramp me up to cover original misconduct done by previous police officer in 2008. Other than this reason, why he create another misconduct from out of blue. Whole nation in USA know my University of Toronto was school misconduct from police request. Through this police second misconduct again in September 2017, I ruined Citrus College and pre-LBN class and lost a job. I was working at night. Based on Glendora Police Department request, I did not go to Superior Court and forgave the Caucasian police officer and move on my life and got another job to work in Los Angeles, California. I met my son in January 2018 while he was attending UCSB. I find out that my son was experiencing the same circumstance what I experienced in South Korea while I lived from 2012 to 2017, and also when I returned to USA and resided in Glendora, California in August 2017. I heard often from Hispanic community that who's doing it in air is Mr. Chang. I also heard Mr. Chang got US police. Through my harassment experience last 6 years while I live in Susanville since I returned to USA in August 2017, yes, Mexican American police organization do work with the Mr. Chang as being one of street people for Mexican American police organization, since nowadays LAPD plays globally based on what I heard. Mr. Chang was one of Mr. Chang was the one who was hacking all the detail of my life and handed out that information to Mexican American police member through the middleman in US. One reason I often heard here and there who is doing my work is Mr. Chang from South Korea. They work together as far as I sense through many years of hacking and wiretapping harassment experience. Or talk ab- or I talk about my Facebook.com LCC Joan is about Los Angeles misconduct and police who initiate all these issues and problem last 16 years. But I was getting intense harassment in daily life and also my son's life down in Los Angeles too. I think Chinese, Korean, Indian, Bangladesh, etc. are working for him together in South Korea and some in their own country going back in my country. Going back to my son's story, Mexican American police member who worked together with Mr. Chang started to harass my son in UCSB. Soon as they find out, I stopped working in South Korea to return to USA. I stopped working in March 2017 in South Korea. My son told me that his identity has been exposed and harassed by rumor in UCSB campus in Santa Barbara starting spring 2017. Mexican American police were blaming their play while I was out of USA and my return to USA to my son. Or that is just how Mexican American police work with Mr. Chang for their work. I don't know. That's how they play. It was their wrong, it was their play, but they were blaming on my son for my return to USA. Just crazy people. I don't know. For me, I just cannot understand their philosophy and their concept to live their human life. My son has been harassed moderate about 10 months already. When I met him in January 2018, Mr. Chang and Mexican American Police Organization plan was sending me back to South Korea to hide Mexican American Police Organization's play by telling lies to the whole world about my University of Toronto misconduct while I live in South Korea due to financial hardship once I was involved with this Mexican American police in 2008. Once my son started to meet me in January 2018, Mr. Chang and Mexican American Police Organization harassed my son intensely in UCSB campus in Santa Barbara, exposing his identity with a rumor to be targeted in UCSB campus and in Santa Barbara. It was his 5th year in UCSB. He had to drop winter quarter in February 2018 due to Mexican American Police Organization with Mr. Chang's harassment towards him. I know who was doing it. It was police. Police people say it's a police. I agree it was police. They were blaming my return since they were the one who lied. And which police? The police who accept my information back in 2008 and create the University of Toronto misconduct. It was obvious the police who charged Mr. Lee in Los Angeles 2000. They created University of Toronto misconduct, and they were the one who was playing toward my son with the Mr. Chang's technology, blaming their wrong to my son. This is how Mexican American police work last 16 years. This is their pattern. I don't know. It's just amazing that what I went through over and over again, and they were not stopping it. So it's amazing. I don't know. That's how they live their life, and they're police. But Mr. Chang is, I don't know. Anyway, I met this person, Sharon, and submit a report about what was going on with my son's circumstance in UCSB campus and how my University of Toronto misconduct was being done and which police officer might be the one. But guess what? Instead of fixing the problem as being LAPD internal affairs staff, after I submit a report and had an interview with him, someone contacted to UCSB and UCSB staff, it might be the dean, I think. My son was forced to withdraw all his classes in spring quarter 2018. My son was being hurried to graduate, even changing to simple major from the one he already had at that time in order to be graduate by June 2018. Since he ruined winter quarter 2018 due to Mexican-American police play with Mr. Chang toward my son's life in UCSB campus in Santa Barbara. Due to Mexican-American police member and LAPD internal affairs staff's play, he ruined 2 full-time quarters and he became no longer eligible to apply for school finance. This is what and how U.S. police played by crossing the different field of government, and they care nothing to ruin. I mean, it's just what they are doing was too much. But cared enough to harass my son down in Los Angeles while I fight toward Lassen College misconduct last 6 years. Because it was their corruption matter that they created to U.S. society. Amazing how they behave. They put forth like a communist circumstance to the one they did wrong to get away. What they did wrong with the criminal member behind their uniform and government position. What was the environment I was going through in Susanville, California. Government do front job just like what I go through my house and public school. Mr. Chang hacks, wiretap, and spread manipulated rumor so that people around does not care about what they are doing wrong. That's how they manipulate the circumstance. For that government corruption, the one who goes through, like my case, the technique Mr. Chang plays is the one for the government when they want to win the election. Mr. Chang has the technique to manipulate the society trend by spreading the manipulated rumor. Mr. Chang is criminal member but work for certain government side as far as I perceive. By using the SNS rumor and spreading technique. Yes, Mexican-American police and through Mexican-American government, through their police, they work together with the Mr. Chang and might be their criminal member in, and might be their side criminal member in USA. I'm sure you heard that name Mr. Chang, but he is doing something to my life. I'm sure that you heard about the name Mr. Chang, that he's doing something to my life. When you look at my YouTube channel and Facebook.com, RCC Joan, Joan, I'm sure I'm not fighting against Mr. Chang last 6 years. I am fighting toward Lassen College and police misconduct. Then why Mr. Chang is doing what he's doing to my life? Because he works for corrupted government member in USA who I fight with, which may be the Mexican-American police and their side government member. And 2 people say I involved with the cartel. So I respond to the people who left University of Toronto to do school misconduct? Who let USB to do school misconduct? Who let Lassen College to do their misconduct? I was involved with the cartel and I went through all this public school corruption last 16 years. Lassen College nursing director carried individually packed narcotic. Even she said those were fake. The day that I was removed fraud on September 14, 2018. Mexican American police who investigate Mr. Lee's case did not get the Viagra importer in 2000. As far as I know, that police investigated Mr. Lee for 6 months when he was selling Viagra illegally in 2000. Mr. Lee was the one who got sentenced and the other one who was importing the medication got away. After this event, Mr. Lee and three persons who handed up Mr. Lee information to Mexican American police became a friend. Mr. Lee handed out my information to the Mexican American police, who charged Mr. Lee through his friend, like a street person who worked for Mexican American police organization. And now Mr. Chang might be work as a cartel, I don't know. What I heard from South Korea police member were Mr. Chang is a professional fraud money snatching person. Now those criminal group are working together with the criminal U.S. member toward U.S. society. I guess one reason they tried to snatch my house in December 2022 with the power of government corruption in front. I got a job in December 2023 in Susanville Walmart Pharmacy. Then street person came to Walmart Pharmacy, let whole pharmacy to smell marijuana 5 to 10 times along with my son's rumor all over in Susanville, California. This action was for me to lose my job so they can snatch my house cheap. No money, I have to sell my house. They were creating some kind of circumstance in order to dump my house at bargain because I needed money. The front work is being done. Susanville Mexican American police and government members to buy my house in front underneath of my life. Under my house in front and underneath of my life, such as hacking, wiretapping, and threatening through IT, like web page or Facebook website. They keep on changing the picture, in order for me to see those threat picture, and then also the YouTube channel too. And those are being done by the I think Mr. Chang, and also some other member who work with this corrupted government organization or whatsoever. Okay, and those hacking are being done by Mr. Chang and his crew. Yeah, his crew in South Korea, or I don't know. I'm going to make a video as much as I know, and then for White House and White House and Blue House in South Korea to see. I want my circumstance to be finished, and I just want to live like a normal life. They are harassing my life way too much. Whether it's money or whether it's Mexican American police corruption, I got caught and involved. It's just too much than what I'm going through in U.S. And this is Democrat, and what I'm going, my circumstance is like a communist environment. Okay, I cannot even step into the campus while Lassen College did all wrong. My house lot number, and then yeah, they are the one. And that my house lot number has been changed along with the size of the lot, house built year, and square of the house by hidden Susanville government member. It is just too much what they are doing to my life due to police play. Who hooked this criminal from the street and Mexican American police organization, as far as I perceive. Look at my 16 years of life once I was involved with the Mexican American police, and people know how my life was, so people know. So when I, when I saw the, especially, who know very well is Mexican American, community. So where many, few Mexican American people, they were asking me how I involved with these people. How, I mean, it's a police, it's a police. Why, it's a police. Why I'm being so harassed by them. And then Robredo senior or two, 34492, and he also asked me, how long my life has been like this for 16 years, and mostly, Hispanic Mexican American community know how my life has been. I mean, they were amazing that I set it up with the house and everything. But even with the house, Mr. Chang and Mexican American police, they want to snatch my house, the government. And who do you think, why? I mean, the house that I bought was there for 50 years. All of a sudden, once I bought it, why they changed the, parcel lot number, and then, all these house information is being changed. When you look at the Zillow and whatever the, commercial website for house to buy and sell, there is a one house, there is only one page for each houses, and that each pages that I look was, I mean, it was being used by the auction company, and on and on and on. But all of a sudden they create another web page by the, I don't know, maybe Mr. Chang's crew and then Susan Miller government crew. I don't know. I mean, it's a hidden people. They always work underneath and hide it. So I don't know. But all I know is they are up to my house to get it, to cheap as possible. But fortunately, the house has been sold by the one of the person in Susan Beer, and the house has a hot spring water, and the size lot is large enough to build other house and everything. I hopefully he gets it till to the end. Okay, so it is just too much what they are doing to my life due to their play, who is police, and who look at this criminal, who these criminal members from the street is Mexican American police organization, as far as I perceive. Look at my 16 years life. I mean, it's too much. Okay, and I and my son should not go through what I go through in US. But look what we are going through, what they are doing behind their uniform with the Mr. Chang and his technology. And because they play, they lie to the South Korea criminal members such as Mr. Chang and other foreigner people, crew, and then they play, thinking that I would never come back to US. And once I return, and this, look at all this harassment I go through, and it wasn't like this. Well, it wasn't like this, while I live in US, for 30 years, until I go, until I go to South Korea for financial hardship. I mean, what they are doing, what the harassment they are doing is too much, and they think if they got victimized, they think if there's a minor side. Other than then, they don't think other people's look. Did they care about my mother? I mean, like a first page, they never care about my son's status and my all these like financial loss and everything, and harassment. Then Mr. Chang is like a totally cuckoo. No, everybody hate him. Probably not even one person would like him. Okay, and that harassment I was going through and over again, because Mr. Chang and Mexican police member was working together toward my case. Okay, so I do not think it would be hard to investigate who did my University of Toronto event and who did my son's UCS misconduct in police and LAPD internal affairs department. You might already know who. It is just that they might not want to finalize it, but I have to finalize it especially my son's case. I mean, he did 0.000% wrong, and they forced him to, drop out the school. And then after that, they, continue to harass him. Our Korean, community were saying that he's been harassed. Probably he's been harassed just like I did it while I was in Glendora, California in 2017, and because Mexican community and Mr. Chang, they work together. So they are being manipulated. I don't know. That's, I'm just perceiving, I'm just sensing, and I know little. So I want them to investigate it, and this is not right, right circumstance. If they want to enjoy the democratic circumstance, then they should work as a Democrat. I'm going through, like, right now I am in like a communist environment circumstance in Susanville here. Okay, they never take care of anything. Okay, and I'm the one who's becoming the wrong one. So it's one, the Susanville government is very corrupted. I mean, that's why they're not fixing the Latin college, right? So if everybody knows what is going on in out there, and then people say, well, I leave Susanville, they will look at, not so good. And showing to, and then to showing to young people how Susanville government take care of my issue should be shamed in Susanville, California. Everyone knows the truth, including including Mr. Christy Meyer, what she has been done, fraudulently remove, create another restraining order, and then, let 29 students to play whatsoever. Everybody know the truth, but the way they take care, the Susanville government, the way they take care the Latin college matter, they are showing to junior high school student, high school student, and college student how corrupt the society government is, and they don't care. They're not being shamed. That, so one veteran told me that I would not fight for this country. I agree. I mean, I know he is also a man, so he was telling me that, I would not fight for this country because of corruption, that what is going on in government here. He was also being mad, and I'm mad because going through what I'm going through the police and government people. And okay, and the way Susanville government, care my issue after, they make their own right to lose in other location. I agree. They make their own right to lose, once they find out that they are from Susanville, they will discriminated the way, government has been take care of my issue, and on and on and on. So even they get victimized in other location and other country, they would not have a chance to get their right. While you do wrong and you want to get the right in other location, and that does not make sense. And they did not take care the matter right by their own. So Susanville did not take care the matter right by their own. So they would not say that, well, this is mine and you got to do the right work. Do you have a right for doing that? I don't know. Excuse me. And last 6 years after I returned to USA in August 2017, I did visit LAPD internal affairs a lot. And as you can see, all these police internal affairs staff name card, I hope at this time they work right. I mean, they are there in order to do their work right, and they are being paid for it. Okay, thank you. Bye.